I was making more money than ever as a real estate agent, but I figured out a way in which I could 10x my income. And that way was through real estate investing. In this video, I'm going to tell you all about how I became a real estate investor and even why I quit being a real estate agent to become a real estate investor. I didn't become a real estate investor just to look at homes like this. You know, homes are condemned or what they deem as bad homes. The reason why I became a real estate investor was, like I said earlier, just to multiply my income. I knew as a real estate agent, in a sense, I was kind of capped. I only have 24 hours in a day, even if I worked all 24 hours, which realistically none of us do. But I'm limited to my working hours because it's just me, right? I can help out all the clients in the world, but there's always going to be way more clients than there is me. So I can be the best agent, but I just have a lack of time, right? And also you're set on a certain amount that you can possibly make. Even though you're making commission, you know, you won't, like I mentioned, certain amount of deals will equal a certain amount of income. Through real estate investing, it's opposite. In a sense, you can get much higher returns with much lesser projects. And also, it's all about leverage and control. One thing as a real estate agent that used to upset me is I was a service provider at the end of the day. And when you're a service provider, you can always be replaced. People a lot of times are looking for the cheapest service as possible. It doesn't matter about the information that you can give them. All they care about is just paying the lease, right? So you're always going to constantly run into that wall because if you are actually providing a service, you know you can't go down to the minimum where some people are charging for their services. So you're going to lose out to them. Versus as a real estate investor, when I actually own property, nobody can replace an owner. No matter what the value I provide, no matter how I act, what I say, what I do, if I own a piece of property, there's nothing that you can do to take that away from me unless you're a city I don't pay my taxes or unless I still have a mortgage on the property and I don't pay my mortgage. Another reason why I chose to become a real estate investor is the many different ways to gain income as a real estate investor. Now, there's a bunch of different methods, right? You have your traditional ones like wholesale slash assignment, you have fix and flip, you have traditional finance, through like birth strategy and things like that. You have creative financing, and all of those are different ways you can use financing to obtain a property, or you could just, buy it in cash, of course. But these are multiple exit strategies, different ways you can do to invest in real estate and monetize your investments in real estate as a real estate investor. As a real estate agent, you don't necessarily have those options in a sense. You can help out real estate investors, of course, and you can help traditional home buyers, home sellers, even companies and things like that, but you're paid a commission, and that commission is usually pretty much going to be standard. Typically, it's around 3% or so of the sales price for whatever you do. So the thing is, as a real estate agent, no matter how much work you do, pretty much you're going to be paid a set amount based on the value of the home in which you're selling. As a real estate investor, you can be paid substantially more if you put in more work for a project. If we're talking about a fix and flip, for example. Now, when we're talking about real estate investing, I do want to give you all a gift. Do you want to know how I purchase properties just like this, what the exact contracts that I'll use to lock them up and get them to the closing table? Well, I'm giving you that gift. Click the description below, and in that description is going to be the exact contract that I'll use to lock up off-market properties as a real estate investor. Now, I talked about my transition from a real estate agent to a real estate investor, but what I don't want to do is confuse anybody and make it seem like I'm saying being a real estate agent is not good and not a great profession to be in, because it is. That's how I got my start in real estate, was becoming a real estate agent. And also the knowledge that I gained from being a real estate agent is reason why I was able to become a real estate investor very quickly and become successful and profitable in that business, because I already had the knowledge. So I had sort of my foundation or my background already in real estate. So if you are a new real estate investor, what I would suggest is get knowledge from a real estate agent, or even become a real estate agent yourself. Because one of the big benefits of doing both, being both a real estate agent and a real estate investor, is that you can list your own properties. If we're talking about a flip or something like that, for example, you don't have to pay commission to anybody else. You can bring that commission in 100% to yourself, and even beyond just the money, it's just the value that you can get If you don't want to become a real estate agent yourself, I will 100% recommend JVing or partnering up with a real estate agent, because they can provide you with value as far as comps, as far as market value, all these essential things that you will need as a real estate investor. So my journey as a real estate investor has been amazing, truly. Like, I've really learned how to multiply my money and let my money make money. I believe through real estate investing is my way, my tool of achieving wealth. Like we say at Assets, achieving wealth through real estate. Now, that being said, I always want to give you guys the behind the scenes, real stories of, or real life examples of what I've been able to do in real estate. So watch this next video. You're going to see a real step-by-step walkthrough on my first flip, every single thing that happened, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to talk all numbers and everything. So watch this video next, so view that.